What is up, everyone? This is Super Nintendo Collection Quest, the monthly video where I go over all of my recent Super Nintendo game pickups. I try them out, do a quick review, and see if it's a game I might like to come back to. And you have a chance to win a free game for the system of your choice every month.
As a kid, I loved my NES, but when I got my Super Nintendo, that was it. Great graphics, sound, and gameplay, I was hooked. Some of my fondest gaming memories are from playing some of the greatest RPG, adventure, action platform, and multiplayer games on the SNES. It is my goal to own every North American Super Nintendo game released. So, follow me on my quest to Super Nintendo completion.
Anyway, so let's just get right to the games. For this month, I have number 556, Ranma 1/2 Hard Battle. Ranma 1/2 Hard Battle is a fighting game released in 1993. It's based on the anime and manga series Ranma 1/2. The controls are rather simple, and you only have two attack buttons, one for a normal attack and a powerful attack. There are 10 different fighters to choose from, and if playing with two players, you have the option of playing normal versus or playing a 5 versus 5 character team challenge mode, where each player will select 5 characters to fight with. My favorite part about this game was probably the character stories. Basically, each story involves Principal Kuno playing on each character's personality and interests to manipulate them into fighting the others. For example, Akane is tired of fighting off boys' flirtatious activities, so the principal decides that all of the troublesome students need to be taught a lesson, and she is just the person to do it. For Ranma, the principal explains a loophole that allows students to pass each of their classes by defeating 8 opponents, and so on. Of course, when the principal doesn't quite come through on each of the characters' wishes in the end, things quickly turn on him. As a fighting game, I found the actual gameplay to be a bit too simplistic for my taste, but if you like the anime, it's pretty cool that you can play as some of your favorite characters. Number 557, Ryden Trad. Ryden Trad is a port of the original 1990 arcade classic. What does the trad part of the title mean? Who the hell knows? But this game does have some differences from the arcade original, so it might relate to that in some way. Now, you might be expecting the sound and graphics to be a bit improved by the more advanced graphics and sound processors that the Super Nintendo had to offer. That is sadly not the case here. I imagine that they would have used some of the translucency features for the special effects or the amazing signature orchestra sound that the Super Nintendo did so well. Unfortunately, what we got was a pretty significant downgrade. The sound effects are either drab or jarring and can sometimes even overpower the background music. Some of the bosses were removed and replaced with recycled bosses from previous levels with certain features removed. For example, with this large aircraft, it should have many different stages of attack as you slowly destroy parts of it. Instead, we get a single stage of attack with everything and no destructible elements. A fully upgraded gun is supposed to shoot in 7 directions. This one is 5. Not that you really need more bullets, the developers somehow managed to mess up the balance in this game anyway. Some of the bosses are incredibly difficult, and then you might find the next stage with a boss that is insanely easy. The Super Nintendo port does offer 2-player support, which is cool. It's always great to see co-op games on the system. Other ports of the game at the same time, such as the Genesis or TurboGrafx version, only offered a single-player mode. Unlike many shooters, this one doesn't pose too much of a challenge. You'll want to fully upgrade your gun so you can sit back and spray your gunfire over the entire screen and just dodge the occasional enemy fire. The level design is very drab and repetitive. It can be a little difficult to tell one level from the next at times. I noticed the side-to-side scrolling is a little choppy for some reason, but the forward scrolling remains fairly smooth. Occasionally the game does experience slowdown, especially with 2 players and lots of bullets on the screen. Overall, it's an alright shooter. 2-player co-op is always a great thing. but it comes off as a bit of a lazy port when I know the system is capable of so much more.
Number 558, Aerobiz.
Aerobiz is an airline simulator where you act as a CEO of your own airline company. You'll open new routes to various cities, shop from a selection of actual airplanes, such as the Boeing 747, etc. You are in charge of balancing the budget and maximizing profits. The game has 2 simulation scenarios, one that takes place earlier and one that goes till 2015. It might be kind of interesting to see what sort of crazy predictions this game had for 2015, but an entire scenario can take quite a long time to complete, hence the ability to save. The cartridge can save your progress in one of 2 possible save slots. The game is easy to pick up and learn, although it's relatively simple in design and the music gets very repetitive. It's just an okay game. I could play it again.
And number 559, Rock and Roll Racing. Rock and Roll Racing is my favorite racing game on the Super Nintendo. I loved this game as a kid and I'm happy to have found it again.
The music in this game is awesome, but it's not just the music, the gameplay is great too. This game plays in a similar fashion to RC Pro-Am on the NES. The game is played from an isometric perspective. You'll press left or right to steer your vehicle, but keep in mind the screen doesn't rotate with you. If you aren't familiar with games that play like this, it could take a little getting used to. You'll need to be careful to steer yourself straight when you drive over hills and ramps so you don't go flying over the guardrails and off the track. The physics in this game feel good and you can tighten up your controls by upgrading your vehicle with new tires and shocks. You will race with 3 other contestants. The closer you are to first place, the more prize money and points you will earn. A set number of points are required to race in the next division, and the money can be used to buy new vehicles or upgrade. You can buy faster engines, better armor, shocks, and tires, and additional ammo or nitrous. Picking up gold bars scattered along the track will earn you a little extra cash to spend after the race. Another great feature this game has to offer is 2-player split screen mode. The racing is slightly more challenging with the limited screen space, but I still managed to put countless hours into this game with my friends as a kid. The announcer, Loudmouth Larry, can be a bit repetitive, but the quality voice samples never got old to me, and fits the game's music and atmosphere perfectly. However, the voice samples can be turned off in the options menu. This game also uses a password system to resume your progress. I highly recommend this game, best racing game on the system, and there is a port on the Genesis, but the music and voice samples are downgraded quite a bit. The Super Nintendo version is definitely the way to go.
Roadkill jams into first.
Alright, so I picked up one more thing this month that's not a game, but an accessory. I've been wanting a multitap for a while, because when I originally had my original Super Nintendo, before I sold it, I used to have a multitap, and I'd get all my friends over and we'd play multiplayer games. And even Secret of Mana, you could do 3 players at once. It was kind of cool, you know, it was just one save game, but 3 players at once. And that was kind of cool. So I wanted to get a multitap, and I happened to find something really cool. I didn't even know these existed, but it is themed to my favorite multitap game, Bomberman. This was apparently in Japan only, but it works just fine on the US systems here. And I got it boxed, and it's really cool. I've got the actual unit here, unpackaged, and it's just like a little Bomberman face, and then the ports go on the sides here. So really cool. I'm excited to try this out. I don't know, of course now I've got like all my friends and stuff are, you know, have jobs or doing things, so it's kind of hard to get, you know, 4 other people together to play 5-player Bomberman. But you know, maybe I'll be able to maybe we'll do a 3-player session or something. Also, it came with a couple of Super Famicom controllers. So that's cool, because in Europe and Japan they had the multicolored buttons. We just have, in the US, we just have the purple buttons. But these are, I always like these more, the colorful ones. So that's cool. So I got some extra controllers too, because I think I actually only had 2 controllers anyway, so I sort of needed that. Anyway, so really excited for that. Cool little accessory. I didn't even know they made those. So that's 4 games to add to my Super Nintendo collection this month. I'm currently up to 559 Super Nintendo games and have around 170 more to go. If you're curious, I have a link to my up-to-date list of Super Nintendo games in the description below. Now, on to the game giveaway. This month's winner is Zucker2255. Congratulations, send me a private message, let me know which system you'd like the random free game for, and let me know which address you'd like the game shipped to. Get that right out to you. To enter the next game giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment below. The comment can be about anything. Give the video a like, and be subscribed. So subscribe if you aren't already. Alright everyone, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.